What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Goldfinger Visions. Listen, man, we back with another video. So part 2 of Lust Can Be a Downfall. We have an unfortunate situation where, bro, we got a couple basically, you know what I'm saying? They got a few children, whatever the case may be. And the son, hey, Mima. Hey, Mima. All right. So the son caught his father smashing his baby moms. Let's get into the video.
Did you hear the story about the man who suspected his fiance was cheating and then he caught her in bed with his father? Trey Turner from Ashtabula, Ohio made a public announcement explaining that he was engaged to his fiance Danielle and they already had 3 kids, Trey Jr. and a set of twins. He said they were planning to be married, but she called off the wedding at the last minute, which made him suspicious. Trey says he began to suspect that his girlfriend was cheating on him, but he had no proof, so he thought he was being paranoid. One evening, Trey says Danielle told her that she would be taking the kids to spend the night at her mom's house. But when he called to speak to her, she hung up in his face. So he called back a few hours later to say goodnight to the kids, and she didn't answer. And that made him think something was going on. He decided to take his dog for a walk through the neighborhood. And he was shocked when he saw Danielle's car parked outside his father's house. According to police reports, Trey broke into his father's house and found Danielle sleeping naked in the bed with his 46-year-old father. He jumped on his father, trying to beat him down, but his father got up, went to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and stabbed him 6 times. Both the father and the son were taken to the hospital, and Trey was airlifted to the trauma unit in Cleveland. But no one was arrested. Trey went on to post an update saying that Danielle told him that she was going to put him on child support for the twins, but not for the oldest child, Trey Jr., which makes him think that Trey Jr. is not really his child. The last update I saw, Trey said that Danielle was still messing around with his father, and he didn't like it because his father was being mean to the kids. So there you have it. What do you think of this story? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierka with the T. Follow.
Yeah, man. These type of situations is real sad, man, because it's just like, yo, this is a prime example of lust can be your downfall. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, you know, we don't have all the facts. We do not have all the details. But one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, his father is all the way in the wrong. Imagine you being in a situation where you don't even know if all your 3 kids is yours. You get what I'm saying? Or at least one of them is yours. You gotta protect your situation at all times. Everybody doesn't need to be around your lady. And before we even get to that part, because clearly we're skipping steps, you gotta properly vet the women that are in your life. That's where I feel like he went wrong. When we're not checking proper morals and values, this type of things can happen. We can end up in these type of situations, right? We have to properly vet the individuals that we're taking serious, or even the individuals that we choose to lay down with. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, let's be honest. Men, you know, we weren't taught to respect ourselves. We were taught to be reckless with our seed. And this is bad. For a few reasons why. This is bad because your seed is very powerful. It creates life, yeah? Also, it's a man's life force. You know what I'm saying? So this is a good source of energy. Therefore, you cannot be running around just giving that to everybody. This is a big no-no, but because of society standards and peer pressure, you know, dudes go out and they're trying to scoop as many girls as possible and trying to conquer as many women as possible, YouTube friendly. And this is how we end up in these type of situations. Another thing, just because you and your significant other is good now doesn't guarantee that you guys will be good later on. Let me explain. things change, people change, and people grow, and sometimes things can be different. Sometimes you guys grow apart, and that's okay. That's a part of life. Don't get me wrong, but this is why honesty is key. If you're ever in a situation where you're with someone and you guys morally you guys are not on the same level, or just in general, if you have an issue being peaceful with one another, maybe you guys just need to consider being apart or co-parenting, whatever the situation is, because it's not a one-size-fit-all situation. But this is why you have to build a proper friendship before we get into the relationship, or even during the relationship, whichever one comes first, because again, everybody's situation is different. There is no one size fit all. There's no one rule to relationships. Each dynamic is customized to the person. Everybody got their own wants, everybody got their own needs. So I completely understand, I completely get that. You know what I'm saying? But when you guys are taking things to the next level, when you guys are married, when you guys got children with each other, things are pretty serious. Things are pretty serious. So when they're serious, it's best to have full transparency. And for whatever reason, she felt like she needed to go behind his back and be with the man's father. Talk about adding insult to injury. Me personally, I would never want to take anybody serious that would do something like that, because that's foul. That's all the way foul. There's no excuse for it. I don't care what they was going through. I don't care if he wasn't paying no bills, no nothing. I mean, of course, men, be on your grind, you know what I'm saying? Hold the household down, or make sure you guys' dynamic is working for the both of you guys, right? There's no excuse for cheating, you know what I'm saying? But this is why you got to stay on your grind. You got to stay on your ish. You get what I'm saying? You think the Lakers would have ever traded Kobe Bryant? Nah. So I say that to say this. Make yourself valuable, because nobody ever trades an MVP. Never. You never seen it in your life. You never seen it in your life. So it's your boy Goldfinger, man. If you got any value from this video, if you were entertained by the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, this is going to be low-key a separate series from the other stuff I do. So, just stay tuned. We got a lot more in store. You get what I'm saying? And part 3 is dropping soon. That's your boy Goldfinger. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.